You know what upsets me about this whole half marathon thing, right? Actually, I sneakily was quite happy when it was just me doing it, because now Sophie's doing it as well. I know exactly what's going to happen. She's just going to breeze up on the day, run some fantastically good time that's about 20 minutes less than mine, and then go home looking absolutely fine whilst I'm carted off in the back of an ambulance.
And you don't manage to complete it, they get their money back, do they?
No.
What?
They have to donate to charity even if it kills me. I'm going to try and vlog, if I can, this little half marathon, and I haven't done enough training. I'm probably going to, yeah, it could be exciting. I've got my coffee, nice. I'm not fully awake. We need to get Jasper to preschool. Okay, hope the traffic's gonna be all right.
Buckle up our seats and go!
Wow, right, let's buckle up our seats and go. Today's journey was going absolutely fine until we hit a bunch of really huge amounts of traffic. You know, I bet this is one of those occasions when I would have been substantially better off to have just stuck with the original route and not messed around trying to do some kind of funky back roads type thing. I mean, on the upside, we have had a lovely little drive through a couple of beautiful English counties in the sunshine, which is always nice. But one of the problems with satellite navigation is they take into account the current state of the roads, but at least as far as I'm aware, none of them actually take account of what the roads are likely to be in, say, an hour's time, which is of course the important thing. You know, if you're driving, you set off at 7:30, it takes you an hour and a half to get somewhere. When you set off, the roads will all be clear, and after half an hour, rush hour will have started and they'll all start to clog up again. I would certainly appreciate that. Today I'm hoping to have a full 10-kilometer run, which is just shy of 50% of the distance that I'm going to have to do in about 5 days. Yeah, wow. Time to get you to preschool. Yay, I'm home. Not going anywhere for a while, so I can set the charge level back down to 70%. It isn't dramatically warmer than it has been recently, and yet somehow today feels finally like the first day of spring. Which means that I am feeling extremely positive. Oh, that is so cool. Renault has just shown in the Geneva Motor Show a concept Zoe, e-sport Zoe, 460 brake horsepower. Wow, that sounds like seriously good fun. You know, I'm pretty sure that'd be enough power even for Soph. It's going to have the same 41 kilowatt hour battery as the Renault ZOE that I drove a little while ago. As I'm here a little bit early, actually only the second time that's ever happened, I'm going to use the opportunity to have a little bit of lunch quickly. This Renault ZOE eSport is going to be able to do 0 to 60 in something a little bit over 3 seconds. Now, that is pretty extreme. What I'm hoping is that rather than Renault actually creating that vehicle, which, don't get me wrong, looks amazing, but I think the chances they're actually going to make it and sell it are probably quite slim. So what I'm hoping they'll do instead is just offer a sport option on the existing Renault ZOE, you know, say like a couple of grand, brings the 0 to 60 down to about 5 seconds, which is very quick. Improved suspension and handling, steering feel, all that sort of thing. I think what they'll have is a really successful little car with a perfectly decent usable range. I think they'll sell like hotcakes. If they do make some of these e-sport Renault ZOEs, I'm definitely going to have to get myself a drive in one of those. Hey Soph! We'll go over here where it's a little bit quieter for a second. Soph's having a great big party. I'm going for my run. So, not really feeling up for it. In fact, I feel like I might be coming down with a little bit of something, which is really awful timing. So, I just can't, I cannot do that. No, 10K run right now. Yes. Alexa, stop.
Oh.
Sorry, I'll put it back on in a sec. Can I show you? Yeah, this is what I'm planning on carrying around with me. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. Alexa, continue. There we go. Pesky song copyright. Now, I'm obviously not going to be filming my entire highly boring run on a running machine, but what I did think I would do is just kind of find out if it is going to be reasonable or not carrying this thing around with me. But at the same time, I don't want to run an entire race and get no footage of any of it. And if I use this gimbal, then that should make for reasonably stable. Okay. I'm all warmed up and ready to rumble. Let's go. Now obviously, I'm not going to run along holding this up all the time, but I'll grab a few shots every now and again, and the rest of the time, I'll just hold it. That's annoying. I've just remembered I forgot to finish talking about the Renault ZOE. So what's really cool about this is they've got the whole hog. Not just in terms of all-wheel drive performance, it's as close to a race car as you can get. Certainly they've gone further than Nissan did with the Nissan Leaf Nismo. The eSport has also got a roll cage, double wishbone suspension, the same motor power front and back, and apparently it's got a permanent magnet electric motor system for added efficiency. Kind of like the first gen Leaf, I guess. Personally, I'm not a big fan of permanent magnet electric motors because they use rare earth metals. Well, that's the first 5k. I've had to lower the speed, and I'm really not sure about this camera carrying thing. I don't know if I can make it 10k, let alone 21. Confession time. I had to drop the speed to 9 kilometers for the middle 10 minutes because 10.5 was killing me. There is no way I'll be able to keep that pace up for 21 kilometers. This camera is too big. It's a shame really, because this gimbal's fantastic. I just don't think I'm fit enough to carry it with me for 2 hours. Oh, I also get to try out my watch, which is a Moto 360 Sport. So I think it's gonna record the GPS coordinates along with things like heart rate and stuff. So you never know, there might be some interesting bits of information that can be gleaned from that. That Renault ZOE eSport is certainly not a fully fledged production intent vehicle, clearly. But at the same time, I think Renault should just take a punt and make some, because, okay, they're going to have to tone it down a little bit because things like the permanent magnet motors are going to add to the cost. And there's going to be other things which are just too much additional cost. You know, I mean, nobody's going to pay £70,000 for it. Well, some people will, but most people won't pay £70,000 for it. But if they can turn it out at 30,000, which is quite a premium over the normal Renault ZOE, at that level I think people will buy it. And besides, even if they don't sell that many of them, what it will do is it will help to evangelize the whole Renault ZOE line of cars. That's what I think they should do. You know, even if they do have to knock 100 horsepower off it, I mean, that will still be a 0 to 60 time of 4.5 seconds or something, which is pretty respectable for a 30 grand car. Just jumping back quickly over to the running side of things. Soph is definitely doing the race. Yay! I'd like to say that that means I'll have a running partner, but of course it doesn't, because she's going to be and I'm going to be, yeah, exactly. And also, I just want to say a massive thank you to those of you who have sponsored me for this run. I will do my best not to let you down and to get a decent time. If I get under 2 hours, I'll be happy, honestly. I really don't know if I can get under 2 hours. I really, If it was just a month later, luckily, sponsorship is not contingent on me getting under 2 hours. And if you haven't yet sponsored me and you would like to, there's a link in the description. Yeah, 5 days left to go. 10k almost killed me. I'm in a bit of trouble. I hope you've all enjoyed today's vlog post. If you have, remember to like it and share it and subscribe if you haven't already, and follow me on Instagram if you don't already. And I will see you tomorrow for the next installment of my daily vlog. Bye. The only thing that gives me any chance whatsoever with this particular little run is, as in the half marathon, is the fact that I'm used to running with a 3%, whatever, gradient, which means that when I run outside,